Get ready, because this week's collection of exclusive dashcam videos will leave you wrecked, totaled, and upside down. Let's get rolling. Brad was headed south on a California highway when a pickup driver suddenly sideswiped his Lexus SUV while changing lanes. With another vehicle on his right, Brad chose to steer into the collision. This sent the pickup spinning out of control before rolling onto its roof and sliding to a stop. When Brad stopped to check on the pickup driver, he had to use a glass breaker on the window before cutting away the airbag. Incredibly, neither of them were seriously injured. The pickup driver was apologetic and admitted fault. Brad told us that his dashcam is 10 years old, and when he put the memory card into his computer, it told him it was corrupted and prompted him to format it, which would have erased all the footage. Thankfully, he ignored that prompt and used a different operating system to read the card instead. Thanks for the tip, Brad. Dashcam footage is often crucial to determining fault in these cases, as we're about to see. Jacqueline had just merged onto a highway and admits she was distracted by the graffiti on a large truck, which led to her rear-ending a pickup truck after traffic ahead came to a standstill. By the time Jacqueline realized traffic ahead had stopped, it was too late for her brakes to save her Kia Sorento. She told us the driver of the pickup she rear-ended was helpful and his pickup was only minimally damaged. Thankfully, nobody involved was seriously injured by the impact, but Jacqueline told us her Kia was totaled, which was disappointing as she only had a few more payments left to make. She replaced it with another Kia Sorento. She wanted to shout out her husband and children who have been watching Wham Bam videos since the pandemic. If you've been watching for years and still haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button harder than a Kia Sorento rear-ending a GMC Sierra, and let's keep rolling. Max was driving down a Texas highway when the high beams of a Chevy Traverse flashed at him from behind, prompting him to leave the passing lane. Keep in mind, Max was going 70 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. Max estimated the Chevy's speed at over 80 miles per hour as it passed him before a white SUV marked Constable chased him down for some instant justice, party lights and all. You'll love to see it. This subscriber captured the moment that a vehicle he identified as a police van was struck by another driver before flipping onto its side. Thankfully, multiple other police vehicles were following the van closely and were able to stop and render assistance, so our subscriber was able to continue on his way. He also told us that nobody was seriously hurt. Nate witnessed instant justice when a trucker ignored a very specific sign, "Trucks over 25 feet long, no turns," while a Newville police vehicle was right behind him. Just imagine what that cop was thinking while he sat behind the semi-truck and watched the turn signal blink. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Oh, he did it! I got another one! Robert had just left home in his Mini Cooper when a semi-truck ahead proceeded past a stop sign heading across Robert's path. Robert clarified that the horn heard in his dashcam footage was actually his, not the truck's. Unable to stop in time to avoid a collision, he swerved around the front of the semi while honking. We asked Grok to estimate his Mini Cooper's stopping distance, taking into account its 50 mile per hour speed and the road surface it was on, and Grok thinks it would take about 80 feet to stop. What do you think? Should Robert have tried to stop instead of swerving around the semi? Let us know your expert opinion in the comments. Peter watched a pickup driver leave a gap in traffic for another pickup leaving a driveway, which is absolutely not required by any law as traffic ahead of the pickup was already moving. Real fans know what happened next. The crossing pickup was struck by the lead vehicle of a funeral escort convoy, which the pickup driver predictably claimed he didn't see prior to the collision. Peter checked on everyone involved, then directed traffic. When police arrived, he let them know he had dashcam footage of the wreck. He told us the pickup driver was arrested for DUI after trying to leave the scene, even though his pickup was no longer drivable. Peter also gave a copy of his footage to the funeral escort company for their insurance purposes. Sadly, their vehicle was also totaled by the collision. This isn't Peter's first submission to be featured on Wham Bam Dashcam. If you don't remember the time a semi-truck totaled his Honda Insight, we'll put a link to that episode at the end of this one so you can check it out. A month after getting his Subaru back from the shop after hitting a deer, Dalkey was driving along at night when his hood suddenly opened, blocking most of his view and shattering his windshield. Thankfully, he was able to use the gap below the hood to pull safely to the side of the road. He told us that when he took his car to Subaru, they discovered that the body shop had misaligned the hood latch when the car was repaired. Gessler was on his way to the airport when he slowed down for traffic in his lane, as did the driver of the SUV behind him, but a Buick driver behind the SUV did not. Gessler told us the Buick driver was distracted when he rear-ended the Nissan SUV, pushing it forward and into the back of Gessler's Hyundai Elantra. Gessler's car was the only involved vehicle that remained drivable. Gessler made sure everyone was okay, then called 911. When an officer responded an hour and a half later, he mistakenly placed the blame on Gessler without watching his dashcam footage. Thankfully, this video was helpful in getting everything straightened out with the insurance companies. While the other two vehicles were totaled, Gessler's Hyundai was repaired for around $15,000 US. Think fast, Bullet. This subscriber is a rideshare driver who had a passenger in his Chevy Equinox when a Toyota Camry suddenly cut across lanes, almost sideswiping Bullet as he slammed on the brakes and swerved to avoid a collision. After the close call, Bullet followed the Camry while calling 911 to report what he thinks was an attempt to commit insurance fraud. When the Camry driver sped into a parking garage, Bullet didn't follow after them. Karma was on her way to work one morning when she suddenly ran over a huge piece of debris in the middle of the dark highway. Was that a bumper cover or a fender or what? Whatever it was, Karma's Hyundai Genesis Coupe was damaged when she ran it over, but she just continued on her way to work. She pointed out that the bright lights on the left side of the highway are from the Tesla Gigafactory, and it sounds like she might work there as she said her boss told her a Tesla would have avoided the debris. One thing Teslas can't avoid is misbehaving Tesla drivers. Peter spotted a Tesla behaving badly when a Model 3 driver cut around traffic to run a red light, only to end up stuck in the middle of the intersection.
That Tesla man can't drive. That Tesla man can't drive.
Before anyone says that Peter should have pulled forward, false. You should never enter an intersection unless there is space for you on the other side of it. Otherwise, you'll end up blocking the intersection just like all these drivers. Eric watched an SUV driver accidentally floor the gas pedal instead of the brake when trying to park, slamming into a parked pickup truck before stopping. Eric told us the SUV driver went inside the nearby business before returning and moving her vehicle. Later, the pickup owner came out and made a phone call, but Eric never saw the two people interact. Caleb was exiting a roundabout when a pickup driver who'd taken the wrong lane decided to make an abrupt U-turn across another lane, right in front of another pickup truck. Caleb told us that after the pickup completed the reckless and illegal U-turn, the driver stuck his hands out his window as if the other drivers were at fault. That definitely qualifies him to be in the next volume of Wham Bam Dashcam's Worst Drivers of South Carolina. If you missed the first one, we'll put a link to it at the end of this video so you can check it out. Robin's husband was driving her Ford F-150 when another driver made a sudden right turn across his lane. Robin asked us to mute the audio of her husband's reaction as he knows how much she loves her truck and he was not happy about what had happened. Thankfully, nobody was injured in the collision. Robin said they've had the dashcam we recommend for 2 years, but this was their first submission to our channel. The two of them have been watching Wham Bam Dashcam since the very first episode. Jessie was driving down a snowy Michigan highway when she watched a driver on the other side of the median lose control before spinning out into the ditch. Jesse told us he wasn't able to turn around to check on the other driver, but he saw other drivers stopping to help. Hopefully they learned to slow down when driving in snowy and icy conditions. This subscriber was following a box truck down a one-way road in Texas when the driver of a blue car made the poor decision to illegally turn across the truck's lane. Our subscriber told us she contacted the trucking company and gave them a copy of her dashcam video, which she'd captured using a dashcam she'd only gotten 2 weeks prior. If you need a dashcam, you'll find coupon codes in the video description for discounts off the models our team uses in our own vehicles. Sehun was driving his Subaru Outback down a California highway when the driver of a Camaro suddenly invaded his lane, prompting him to swerve hard to avoid getting sideswiped. Sehun's sudden maneuver almost caused him to lose control, but spared him from a collision with the clueless Camaro. He told us he was 5 minutes from home when this happened. When he got home, he just sat in his garage for a while, grateful to still be in one piece. He told us our videos have helped him become a better defensive driver around notoriously horrendous LA drivers. Crimson is a new driver who was waiting in traffic when his Mazda protege was suddenly rear-ended by a Toyota. When Crimson pulled over and started calling his mother, the Toyota driver fled the scene. He called the police to report the hit and run, but with no injuries and only minor damage to his vehicle, he said they didn't do anything. Crimson wanted to shout out his mother Mary Ann for helping him with the insurance process, and he wanted to tell our viewers that all new drivers should have dash cams. David was driving home in British Columbia when a herd of elk crossed the road in front of him. We've seen lots of deer on Wham Bam Dashcam, but a herd of elk is something special. Don't forget to check out the time Peter's car was wrecked by a flying transaxle, or watch The Worst Drivers of South Carolina Volume 1. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll be back with another stampede of Dashcam videos next week.
Wham Bam, we got a Patreon man. Please support the show.